Joni and Michael, when people hear the bad news for the first time, and you both heard the news for the first time, what do you advise them to do?
For me, it was a percussion. I went to many doctors and finally found one who diagnosed the disc disease, and he wanted to fuse a very large portion of my back, and he was very quick. He threw the MRI up. His bedside manner wasn't the best, and I walked out of that office. I had heard terms I'd never heard before in my life. I didn't know what L45S1 was. I didn't know what posterior, anterior. I knew nothing about my anatomy, and I went in my car and I wept like a schoolboy. And I said, what does all this mean? And for me, John, it took a long time, but it became a process. All I can do is the next thing. I can't worry about all these potential things in the future that await me. All I can do is the next thing. And certainly, as a believer, you draw back to your faith, you draw back to Christian friends and support. Fortunately, we both have Christians in the medical field, and we obviously seek their counsel. But at the end of the day, you have to be your own advocate. No one can do it for you.
Joni, when you heard, on top of everything else, that you had cancer, tell me about that day.
Well, my friend had discovered a large lump in my breast, and that Monday I went immediately to the radiologist, got the mammogram, ultrasound, and the doctor walked in to read me the frightening news. And when she read it to me, I said, shaking, "Let me repeat back to you what I think I heard you just say to me. I think you just said that I have a large, massive tumor with irregular edges that looks highly suspicious, perhaps cancer, and I need to see an oncologist. Is that correct?" And she nodded, amazed that I was able to repeat it. But John, I knew I would be in an emotional basket case if I did not just grab hold of the facts and hold on to them for an instant. Try as I would, though, it didn't last for long. After I had my mastectomy and I was in bed for a long time healing from the surgery, the first day I was back in the medical oncologist lab to discuss chemotherapy, my husband Ken and I were sitting there, and the oncologist was looking at a clipboard, and he said, "Well, Joni, you're going to have quite a few rounds of chemotherapy. You're going to have to go back into the hospital, have a port surgically inserted into your chest. You'll be infused with highly toxic drugs. This will weaken your already fragile bones. You may get lung infections, bladder infections." Oh, and then this nurse called him out. He had to get up, close the door. And I said to Ken, "I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't do that." And I just collapsed sobbing into my husband's chest, and he just held me tight. And I did not know what to do except what Michael has referred to several times during these programs. You just do the next thing. I went home and I called 3 friends of mine who I know to be Christian prayer warriors, and I recounted to them exactly what the radiologist told me and what the chemo schedule was going to be like, and just begged them, I need prayer.